Hello and welcome back to Underdog Investing. So today I want to talk about Virgin Galactic. More specifically, I want to talk about some of the reasons why I think the stock price has actually gone up in the last trading day. Before I jump into the video, I'd be very grateful if you can show some support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Now let's start with the stock price. As you can see, on the close of 13th of January 2021, the stock price ended up at $26. That's a 6.8% increase in one trading day. And as you can see in the pre-market today on the 14th of January, it's actually held up very well and it's actually positive. Okay, so as I was looking through some of the potential catalysts that can cause the stock price to go up, I found it difficult initially. So looking at the Virgin Galactic Twitter page, it doesn't give you much information. The last time we actually heard any significant updates was on the 7th of January, when they mentioned that they've identified the issues that are causing the halt in the ignition of the rocket motor and that they were fixing these issues. But we hadn't actually heard any updates since then to say whether or not they've actually fixed this problem. So it's definitely not this that's causing the stock price to go up. What they have updated us on is that on the 11th of January they mentioned sadly that Eve Branson, who's Richard Branson's mother, had actually passed away. And as you can see, Eve was clearly very important to Richard Branson, as he actually named the mothership VMS Eve after his mother Eve Branson. And we're hoping that he can actually carry on her legacy through the Virgin Galactic brand. So moving on from Virgin Galactic Twitter, I found this very interesting article by Motley Fool. So firstly, what I'll do is I'll just go through it and the important points, and then I'll go through my thoughts in terms of this article. So why Virgin Galactic stock popped? Shares of space tourism company Virgin Galactic are moving higher in Tuesday afternoon trading, up 4.7% as of 2 p.m. EST. It's not, however, immediately apparent why these shares are rising. That being said, while there's no news on Virgin Galactic today, there's a bit of news on its sister company Virgin Orbit, which has not yet IPO'd. Like Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit carries rockets attached to a mothership to a specified altitude, then deploys them to travel into space. The main difference between the two companies is that Virgin Orbit's rockets are designed to carry satellites that stay in orbit, whilst Virgin Galactic's rockets will carry passengers who then descend and land back to Earth. And as you can see from a tweet from them, this is on the 12th of January. Our launch readiness review is complete, our hardware looks great, and our customers are ready. We're following through on the last actions identified at our LRR. Our launch is now targeted for next Sunday, January 17th, with additional windows in January if needed. Okay, so I just want to go through my thoughts now. So following this article, it's quite clear that the most likely catalyst for the stock price of Virgin Galactic to go up is because of the good news from Virgin Orbit. And my thoughts on this. So my first point is that this is actually very positive. As you can see, Virgin Galactic and Virgin Orbit have a lot in common. Firstly, they're under the same Virgin brand umbrella. Secondly, they both use motherships to send rockets to space. The only difference is Virgin Orbit uses rockets to send satellites to space, whereas Virgin Galactic uses rockets to send passengers to space as a space tourism play. Now, the reason why I say they're very synergistic is because any data that Virgin Orbit collects is useful for Virgin Galactic and vice versa. So any data that Virgin Galactic can collect is also very useful for Virgin Orbit. So I believe they do help each other and push each other up. So I think it's very normal that if there's any positive news with Virgin Orbit, that the stock price can go up with Virgin Galactic. The second thing I wanted to mention is more broader in terms of the broad space market. As you know, the space industry is very new and it's very exciting. Anytime you have a new and exciting industry, any news in one company can affect the other companies as a whole. So let's just give you a few examples. Firstly, for example, let's say if Blue Origin has a very successful launch, you could potentially see the stock price of Virgin Galactic go up. Now, on the other hand, let's say a company like SpaceX has a very catastrophic launch. You can actually see the stock price of Virgin Galactic go down. Now, that's not something that's exclusively seen in the space industry. And that's actually very common. Let's take the EV industry, for example. Anytime you have very good news in the Tesla stock and it goes up significantly, you'll see companies like NIO and XPeng go up along with it, even though they haven't actually had anything good in terms of any positive catalyst. So this isn't something exclusive to the space industry, but I do think it's good as a whole. So just to summarize the video, firstly, it's good news that the stock price has gone up, and secondly, I think we've identified the most likely cause, which is the Virgin Orbit news about the potential launch on Sunday the 17th of January. And the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this very closely and hope for a successful launch on Sunday, but I'll definitely be updating everyone after this launch. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, I'd be grateful if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you found it useful in any way, I'll be grateful if you can share this video. Thank you very much.